Hi guys, it's me again. I'm out on yet another wild camp, and as you can see, I'm fully loaded. And if you don't know me by now, I'm Darren Ellis, aka Wild Camper 1967. So sit back and enjoy this video. And I guess it's a case of rolling those credits now, isn't it? Here we go. Hi everyone, as you can see I'm out on yet another wild camp. I haven't been out for a few weeks because I've been doing other bits and pieces. Been sorting the summer house out inside, paneling the walls. So I thought 10th of May, bright and sunny, almost clear sky. So what the hell, it'd be daft to waste it, wouldn't it? So I'm heading along the road leading out of Melksham, heading towards Laycock. And I'm going to go to a wood that I used to do all my bushcraft wild camping in. The one I spoke about, I believe, in the past, that I used to go with my daughter, and a few times I took my younger brother. Well, that's where I'm heading. Hopefully I can get into the wood okay. It is a private wood and it's used for pheasant shooting, but as it's not that season, as that's round autumn, winter time, I should be fine. I'm not going to get disturbed by the gamekeeper. Well, fingers crossed, I hope I'm not. I'm safely parked in an area near some houses, so it's safe, not going to get vandalised or anything else. That's one of the concerns about when you do wild camping, is that if you end up having to park in an area that's got no built up houses around it, coming back and finding someone's even nicked it or set fire to it. The way things are going in this country these days, anything could happen. So I've got a 2.5 mile trek to do, and it is a bit warm to do this long trek with this backpack on, because it's still quite heavy. Rather than being a standard one night woodland camp backpack, it slowly became a survival backpack, really, everything I've got in it. I have left some bits of kit at home because originally I was going to bring out the firebox and a few other bits and pieces I've bought new, but as it's really hot I decided to leave it home and just go a little bit lighter. It's only about 2-3 kilograms lighter, so not too much weight lost, but what's the point bringing it if I wasn't going to use it? I will at some point use it and show you guys what I purchased. And a quick update on that red Berghaus tent. It is now in Germany. My son did manage to pop over from Germany for 4 days, stayed with me for a day, and then they had to pop off to the north end of London because his partner, who originally studied here, archaeology, had to come over and do a seminar speech as part of the degree for her PhD. So yeah, they had a hell of a long drive. And they drove all the way. Better them than me. But yeah, he's got the tent, and that is now all his. He doesn't mind it being bright red, so he's happy with it. Plus I also gave him a hammock that I don't use because it's the one that used to be my daughter's, and it's a DD Scout one, ideal size for his girlfriend. She's not very big, and so she's going to use it because my son has his own hammock. He has the one with the mosquito net over it and everything else. As he goes out into the forest, basically not far from his house. He said you can look out the window and all you see is all the trees, which is nice. The other thing my son brought over, some nice German beer in bottles, so I haven't brought any with me. And one of the beers is so nice. It's what I would classify as a summery beer. It's one of those you can literally just drink and drink and drink. It's really nice. 5.5% volume, I think it is. Now the only problem is the other beers he brought me, because he brought me different ones, I can get on Amazon, but this really nice beer I can't, simply because it's a regional beer. So unless I go to the area he lives in, I'm not going to be able to get this beer. He did say when they do pop over to England the next time, he's not sure when that will be, he's going to bring me over a big crate, which I'm looking forward to. He also brought me over this nice fizzy cola and orange drink, non-alcohol, called I think it's called Spezi, S-P-E-Z-I, which is also very refreshing. Now that's in cans what he gets in Germany, but I can get them here in England. Quite expensive, obviously, because you've got to pay the import fees on top, but it's well worth it. So I'm going to have to place an order in for some of those at some point. Now the only downfall is, here in England, I think it's £17 for 12 bottles, I think, as in half-litre bottles, whereas in Germany they are only €15 for 20 bottles. Plus, when you take the bottles back, you get €5 back. So it's only costing you €10. Why can't this country do something like that? I know we did originally, you know, the old Corona bottles, 10p back every time you took a bottle back. They stopped doing it for one reason or another, and I do believe they tried bringing it back, but it never caught on. But in Germany, you can literally raise money from rubbish. He said there's people that go into supermarkets, they have the big machines out there, you can save all your cans and bottles up, put them in these machines, and you get money back. So for something that you would chuck in the bin, he said in the past when they've had a party, you can get at least €60 back from all the beer cans, soft can drink and bottles. As long as it's got a certain recycle mark on it, you will get money back. This country needs to learn from places like Germany. We're all wrong. We do everything completely and utterly wrong in this country. So much waste, so much nonsense. You know, this country's so badly run. Look at the amount of crimes in this country that are occurring day to day. One of the reasons I stopped watching the news, because all you hear is stabbings, murders, theft, muggings, you name it. Crime statistics are going up. London, there was one podcast I watched on YouTube where the guy said that people are moving out of London simply because it's not safe to live there. And it's not just London that has the issues with so much crime. It's all over the country. You can go to a city in Bath and the amount of people have been stabbed in that city. It's ridiculous. What has this country become? It's just not. It's hard to put the words into place what I think about this country. I'm not a big fan of this country, as you might be able to tell, simply because there's no loyalty towards the British people or English people, Scottish people, Welsh people. There is no loyalty there from our government, from the people that run the country. And I'm not being rude, and it's not a racist thing. Many probably will agree. We are more than welcome and so happy to give accommodation to these people that come here from France illegally on the boats. No identification, no paperwork. We only take their word that what they say has happened and why they're here and who they are and so on and so on at face value. There is no evidence given, majority of the time, of who these people are. And we'll let them in the country. And sorry about the traffic going by, I'm on one of the roads that lead into Laycock. As I was saying, we're more than happy, well, I say we, the people that run this country, is more than happy to give our tax money away, keeping these people, housing them, clothing them, feeding them, giving them medical treatment. But the homeless people that we have on our streets, our own, doesn't matter whether you're black or white, if you are born in this country and you are homeless, you don't count, you don't matter, you don't exist. And the government, the leaders of this country, don't want to help them. And that is wrong, you know. There's a saying, charity begins at home. Well, maybe we should be thinking about looking after our own people, supporting our own people, rather than throwing our money at other countries, because it's our money, the taxpayers, not the government's money. It's our money, we paid it, so we should really have some sort of say in where it goes. Personally, I think there will be a huge number of people watching this that would agree in this country that they would rather their money is spent here helping British people, helping British businesses, not giving our money away to other countries. You know, we have been described as one of the richest countries on the planet. So why is it there's so much poverty amongst British people? Why is there so much homelessness amongst British people? So if we're the richest country, one of the richest countries in the world, why do we have this issue? If we were so rich, then maybe we need to start thinking about sorting our own problems out rather than sorting someone else's. It's a bit of a whinge and whine soon as you see me about how things are in this country. And I'm just being honest as I'm walking along this road. It's one of the other issues we have. We will let anyone in this country, and we don't care. My son, he has had to do certain things to stay in Germany. One of them, when he went there, he wasn't allowed to earn full pay straight away. He had to do an apprenticeship sort of employment. He's had to chase up all documents that he needs and sort them out himself. He's had to learn German, and now one of the other rules, if he wants to be there as a permanent resident, he's been there I think just about a year and a half. Now to be there permanently, he has to take lessons, as in learning the German language. He can understand it, he just finds it hard to speak it, even though when he's texting me, he's always texting me in German. So he has to go to language classes. It's one of the rules they have in Germany. Whereas here, we don't have these such rules. It's just, you can come over here, get a job, and you don't have to even speak the language, because we will basically change all our signs so that person can understand what's said, all the rules, all the regulations within that area of their workplace, or they'll have someone there who can translate for them. The best example I can give you, which this is genuine, this is what I was told when I was working within the support industry. One of the stories was that a Nigerian worker applied for a sponsorship. Now, a sponsorship, you have to have some sort of element of knowledge in what you do. As in, if you're coming over here to be a support worker, then you need to have some sort of knowledge of what to do, and even have some sort of employment history on that level. Does that make sense? Now, I was told they interviewed one woman who spoke really good English. So she passed all the qualifications in the sense that she could speak English. She apparently worked as a support worker in a hospital and all that stuff. When she came to this country, it was a different person, didn't look the same, and she could barely speak English. So rather than the company turning around and saying, hold on a minute, on the interview, on Zoom, you could speak English, so why is it you suddenly can't speak English now? Also, why do you look different? You haven't got the job. Goodbye. No, they didn't say that. They gave her the job. Here was a person who technically, in one aspect, committed fraud to get the job. And she got it. In this country, she was given it. Any other country, there would be probably serious questions on how this happened, but not here. I don't know if it's a case of we're too scared to say anything, just in case it's racist or some aspect of against their religion, or whatever reason will be given, or is it we're just too weak and soft? We need to be stronger, and we need to take control of how things are in this country to reduce crime. But will that happen? I don't think so. I've watched it go downhill so badly. You know, it's never been a very, how can I put it, a safe country. There's always been muggings, there's always been stabbings, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying we are a fantastic safe country to live in. We've always had been, because we haven't been. There's always been issues here, but over the past, I would say 10 years, it's got bad. It's seriously to the level where you are daily hearing about somebody being stabbed, somebody being murdered, and it's no longer in big cities, it's in small areas, it's all around us, and it's one of those things that is going to get worse. Right, that's enough of my whinging and whining. I'm now off the main road and I'm on the track leading up to the woods, and I am boiling hot and I am exhausted. This heat with this backpack on totally drains you, but I'm not complaining, don't think I am, because I love the warmth, I love the sun. I'm quite happy for it to stay like this. My views are, I think we need a summer that lasts, say, 50 weeks of the year and 2 weeks winter where it rains. That's it. That's my definition of a summer. Went to Cyprus a few years ago and it was around 35, 38 temperature wise, which is very hot. But me, I totally loved it. I was going out for walks in it. One stage I surprised one guy because he asked me where I walked to, and I did have Strava on my phone at the time, and it worked out around about a 14 mile walk, because when I turned and told him where I went to, he couldn't believe it, that the fact that in this temperature I went out walking in it. Why not? plenty of fluids, that's all you need. Stay in the shade if you can and just keep going. I'm not one of these just gonna hide away from the sun and then moan and groan when all the rain comes and all the clouds and it's all crappy, saying, oh, I wish the sun was out. And then when it does come out, oh, it's too hot and all that. Like that. She is a typical British person. It's a case of she's not happy when it's too hot because she wants to stay indoors because it makes her feel all sweaty and everything else, and then she's not happy when it's cold. Can't win. Whereas me, I'm out in it. I don't care. I have no issues with the sun, and I don't have any issues when it's really cold. It's just the rain I don't like walking in. I don't think anyone does really, but it's one of those things we do because this country is a very, very rainy country normally. Right, I think this is the area where I might need to get through, and it is. I'm thinking, I'm not 100% sure because I haven't been here for around 12, 13 years, probably about 13 years. So yeah, it's wander across and find my way around, but luckily the gate isn't locked, so I'm just going to have a quick wander and have a look around. In these woods here behind me, it's only a tiny little patch area, and in the middle of there, whether it's still in there or not, is like a little stagnant pond. I don't know if I can see inside. Yes, there is still water in there. I don't know if you can see it. Hold on, let me spin round. I don't know if you can see the water in there. If you can't, there is a little pond in there, and many years ago I used to have a Springer Spaniel, and he used to love jumping into water, as they do, and he decided one day he was going to go in there and have a little paddle, and he stank, literally reeked. Walking home, because I used to live in Melksham at the time, he was no longer a liver and white spaniel. He was this manky, brown, muddy, smelly animal. Took ages getting him clean. Never forget that. The best part was he decided he had to come out and do his shake, always when he was standing nearby. So you end up getting splashed with all this stagnant mud and silt and everything else. Disgusting it was. One of the things of owning a Springer Spaniel, now I just own a Jack Russell, who's really ancient, 15 years old, so that's what, about 107 I think, 105 in dog's years, in human years, sorry. So he is getting on a bit, vision's gone deaf, getting a bit of a wobble on, he's got the shakes. The vet said he's still healthy, so there's nothing to worry about. Hopefully he'll keep going for a little bit longer, because I think the average life of a Jack Russell is about 16 years. So he's doing well at present for his age, and he's still one of these type of dogs that occasionally thinks he's still a puppy and wants to go around the garden like a scatty lunatic, but he's not as nimble as he used to be, so occasionally his back legs will not keep up with his front legs. Poor old bugger. Right, I'm going to now leave you for a bit and wander up here to see if I can find the woods or remember where they are. I know there's a brook nearby, and I know it's along here, because I've got at the moment one of the woods to my left. So it's the gate I need to go through over there by those woods, and the wood I want should be ahead of me. I'll let you know in a moment. So thanks for watching so far, and don't forget, if you like this content, give it a thumbs up and feel free to click that subscribe button. Right, I'm off. Back in a minute. Wow, it looks like I've took the wrong gate. First gate I climbed over was fine, but the second one, yeah, cannot find where I need to be. I found the brook, so I'm going to follow along the edge of that, which is that side of me to my left. And my shoulders are aching and I am boiling hot. I'm now feeling the strain of carrying this backpack in this heat. It's not a good thing to carry 18 kilograms, I think, on your back in this heat. And I found a bridge. So hey ho, one bridge. I don't know if you can see it, but I am going to check it out, because that means I might just be able to find out where I've got to go. There's only one way to find out, isn't there? Is to hop over this bridge. Excuse me a minute. Not as fit as I used to be, not as young as I used to be either. Oh, totally past it now. Well, I feel it some days. All the aches and pains you get as you get older. Oh well. Well, I can't find the bloody wood I'm meant to be looking for, unless it's that one. I'll show you, I'll spin you around. If that's the case, it's more than a 2-mile walk. Let's go and have a look anyway. You can only go once. Thing is, there's a wood over there as well, so I'm not sure. I'm going to check that one out over there. You can see it just there. I'm going to go and check that out. I know I shouldn't walk right across the long grass, but never mind. I should follow the path end, but I am at the moment too knackered to walk the longest route to get to that gate I need to be at, right over there. And I think I recognise some parts of this area because of the steep bank running up there. Yeah, because there should be a farm over there somewhere, and I can see the cattle. So yeah, I am roughly on the right path. I just took the original wrong path, because I didn't actually, or should I say the original right path. I didn't take that one. Yeah, that's about right. I didn't take the original right path. You'll have to excuse me waffling on. I am totally knackered. That's how I feel. And yes, I am drinking plenty. And I've got, what have I got on me? 1.5 litres of, well, it's more than 1.5 litres because they are 3 600ml bottles. So it should be plenty of fluids, because I only want to drink of coffee or hot chocolate last thing at night and 1 in the morning. So I don't really need a great deal of water. I just need, well, 600 mils. So I've got the rest for just drinking and doing other bits and pieces. With the stream there, or brook, whatever you wish to call it, I really should have brought my filter. I have, it's like a water bottle with a filter built on it, as in like one of those cycling bottles, that type of water bottle, but it's got a filter system on the top. It does something like 500 litres, and then you just throw it away, or see if you can buy a new filter system for it. It didn't cost me a great deal, never used it, and it's in my summer house in my little unit. So maybe one day I will try it out, see if it works. I do plan on getting one of the platypus ones at some point, but because I'm only doing local camps and woodland camps like this, there's no call for me to really buy one at the moment. It's when I start doing longer walks, you know, further hikes, because I would like to do something like a 2 or 3 day hike one day if I can get the time off work, but time will tell, and it's a case of planning where I want to go. Right, I am now having a rest. I'm going to sit here by this gate, get my breath back, cool down if I can, before I start trekking across there and have a look at those woods. And I did joke with my son what I said earlier about going off for about 2 or 3 days, about trekking to Germany. He looked it up and apparently it takes 7 days to walk there. So I'm not quite sure how long each day you're going to have to walk, or how many miles you'll have to walk, because I think he said they drove 900 miles, I think it was, to get from his house to mine. So yeah, realistically, no, I'm not going to do a hike to Germany. Around Germany, once I'm there, maybe, but not from England to Germany. When I was younger, maybe thought, yeah, what the hell, and do it. Daft enough to do it, but now too old, too unfit, too many aches and pains. Don't think my body would cope with doing a 900-mile trek over a period of 7 days. Then there's the fact that you've got to come back. The only problem is I probably wouldn't want to come back. I'm not saying that I don't want to live in this country, it's just I can't afford to live in this country. Realistically, yes, I'm not doing bad financially. I'm doing better than many, I guess. It's just the things in this country cost so bloody much, you know. It's so expensive in this country to live. So yeah, if I went to Germany, I probably wouldn't come back. I would stay there, to be honest with you. Right, that's enough going on and on and on. I think I should go check out these woods. So I'm going to now pick that hefty weight up, stick it back on my back, and make it across those fields there somehow. And I cannot see a gate from here, so I'm hoping to either make it across that way, I'll show you in a minute, because there's a bit of a wood over there, or try and find a way through up that end, because there's the trail off of it. It's all woods all the way around here anyway, it's all just one massive wooded area. I take it probably used to be a forest because of the amount of trees there are all around me. So now it's just a case of finding the effort to crack on and get over there. Well, I should have filmed that. Me putting this rucksack on, that was an effort and a half. When you sit down and relax for a while, it's one of those things that you don't want to get up and do it. You know what I mean. Whoever watching this, and if you've been out doing this type of camping, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You know, that element of you've just relaxed, knowing you've got to traipse across a field or wherever it is that you are hiking across to get to your destination. In my case, it's just built and over gates. I've been lucky so far, I've only had to climb over one gate. So fingers crossed, more gates will be open and save me clambering over them, because it is hard work getting over a gate with this thing on my back. And I know some of you are probably saying, why do you take so much then? And you are probably right. Why do I take so much? I think as the weather gets a bit better, now it's warming up, I will start lightening my load, as in getting out using my 36 litre, I think it's 36 litre I've got. Yeah, I've got, yeah, it's an OEX 36 litre backpack. So yeah, haven't used it yet, so it's about time. It's earned its keep, sort of thing. It's been stored in the spare room, not doing anything. It's got a few bits of kit in it because I have started loading it up, getting it ready. And it's the same as this backpack. Once I've finished the camp, it's all aired out. What's in there, tent, sleeping bag, whatever it needs airing out, and then it's all packed up, ready to go. It's just a case of adding food and drinks, water, so on. But yeah, it's always ready to go. It's a case of just picking it up and going. My partner thinks it's funny, really, that I keep it all stacked up. I joke with her sometimes. I say joke, sometimes it could be come across a bit serious. The fact that I say, well, when it all hits the fan and they start dropping the bombs on us, I'm ready. I'm out. I'm ready to go and survive. I don't think my partner would survive very long. Sorry if she watches this, but you won't. I know what she's like. She's too much of a girly girl. She's not one of these that's capable of going out like this and doing a camp like this, because there's no place to plug the hairdryer in for a start. Yeah, so yeah, she wouldn't survive 5 minutes without her electrics. She needs them, you know. Oh, and a mirror as well for the makeup. I know she could carry a small one, but no, the amount of makeup she has, she would need a backpack on its own just for the makeup. So this is why I say, if it all hits the fan, she won't survive. Me, yep, I'm ready for it. I think we, all us, wild campers, in the sense of woodland campers, bushcraft campers, what we want, in one aspect is, I don't know how to put it, it's not a paranoid thing, but it's one of those things that in the back of your mind, one day you know it's going to seriously hit the fan. You've only got to look how we are making ourselves enemy number one with Russia, you know. I agree with sending food to Ukraine, sending medical supplies to Ukraine, and clothing, helping them out that way. But sending out weapons to go and kill other Russians, you know, the fact that we are saying we're the enemy to Russia. One day this country is going to really pee off the wrong leader, dictator, president, prime minister, whatever. We are some country. We are going to really pee someone off one day, and we will regret it. Well, I say we, should I say the leaders of this country are going to go and pee off the wrong country one day, and it's us, the everyday people, are going to have to pick up the pieces and deal with it. So in one element is why my backpack, like I said at the beginning, has become more of a survival pack rather than just going out doing a camp backpack. And if you see all the other bits and pieces I've recently purchased, which I did plan on bringing out today, but like I said, it's too hot to bring that out and to use it. It is a survival kit, you know. I'm not sure about the hunting and killing part and gutting animals and eating them. I think I still need a supermarket. In all honesty, yes, I will need a supermarket. I can't see myself killing anything. But then, if you're in that position and it's a case of surviving, you know, it might be the case of having to kill something to eat it and survive. And guess what? The bloody wood I need to be in is there, not here. Oh, what a bugger. And I'm not sure if I can get down that way. Ah, what a tit. Me, not you. Oh, there's a gate, it's open. I have walked the long way round. I think I've made my journey about an extra mile and a half easy, because yeah, that is the wood over there, right over there. So fingers crossed I can get over there somehow. There's a house up there, looks like a converted barn, but yeah, that's where I want to be, over there. So it's a case of trekking on along here. Should have bought my blasted poles. As of yet, I've not used my trekking poles, not as trekking poles. I've only ever used them on the basha, on the tarp, and that's it. That's the only time I've used my trekking poles. Never used them as walking poles. Why? I don't know, so don't ask. I can't answer that one. It's a case of I bought them because I did plan on getting a trekking pole tent, and then I went off the idea of a trekking pole tent. But, and here's a but, I'm still thinking on whether to get one or not. I know I said I wasn't going to, but it's one of those things, I don't know. I do plan on buying the MXR, oh sorry, MSR, not MXR. Sorry, it's me getting totally out of breath and my brain is going dead. Well, deader than what it normally is. Sorry, just out of breath a minute. Hold on, let me get my breath back. Right, as I was saying, I do plan on getting the MSR Elixir. I think it's 1. I did look at the 2 originally because I wanted the extra space, but according to reviews on YouTube, there are quite a bit of, should I say, quite a bit of space within the 1. It's quite large, so I'm hoping it'll be big enough to get a backpack inside. I don't like the idea of leaving a backpack out in the vestibule area. I want it in with me with all my kit, and I don't think I can get through that way. I'm gonna have to go back, because if you look, there's a fence right across, no gate, so I've come the wrong way yet again. Hey, this is becoming an adventure, this trek, but that's why we do it, isn't it? We like the adventure, we like the trekking and all the cock-ups we make as we're doing it, that majority of the time you don't see because we cut out, because we don't want to be embarrassed about all the mistakes we make, such as falling on our faces occasionally. No, I haven't done that yet, not yet. I have almost slipped down the bank one time and almost took a face plant then. Luckily I managed to grab a tree. Basically the bank was a bit steeper than what I presumed it was, and with the weight of my backpack I decided to go down with gravity. but luckily I managed to stay upright and grab hold of a tree, and I cut that piece out. I should have kept it in really. I've probably got more views then, but hey ho, live and learn when we're filming, don't we? And I think that camp, when that happened, that was the Bratton White Horse camp, commonly known as Westbury White Horse. I think it was in that one, because that wood was really steep in places. I was lucky to find a flat spot. It was only, I would say, 4 meters away from a footpath where people walked when they were taking their dogs. But I did manage to stay quite stealth-like, because in the morning a few people walked by me with their dogs and didn't even notice I was there. So obviously I'm doing a good job at being stealth-like when I'm out, which is what we are aiming for, roughly, is not to be seen. And if you look over here, I'll just show you in a minute. Let me spin you around. I hope you can see it. The size of that wood over there. Now, no. Yes, I wouldn't mind camping there because it's huge, but no. I am not walking there now. I am too knackered to walk that distance, and I'm sweating like anything. I can't wait to find a spot that I can just sit down and know that I don't have to keep on walking. That way I can relax and have a drink. I'm not sure what I'm going to have a drink of yet. I got a few bits of alcohol in my backpack, which I will share with you. Well, not share with you because I'm drinking it, but you know what I mean. I will tell you what I've got once it's there and why I bought it. So I'm going to leave you for now. I'm going to crack on and try and find a gate or some way of getting through this hedge, and then hopefully get to that wood, and I will update you shortly. Yes, I have made it to the edge of the wood. I've now got to find the gate to get in, but yeah, as you can see behind me, I have found my way to it. I've now got to find my way to get into it. So yeah, that's gonna be fun. I guess I can almost prepare to relax. Let's hope it's not signed as in saying keep out, because I know basically some of the woods around here, they are used for shooting, as I said, pheasants. I don't know if this is one of the woods that's used. There's a fence there, not too high. I know there's a gate up here somewhere, so I'm hoping I can get in without being seen, without the farmer being around, because I can hear something driving about. There. Yeah, I can't see anything, but you know, like I said in the past, we have to respect their views and the beliefs and the opinions of the landowner, because it is their property, and we do trespass when we start doing things like this and come onto their land. Most of us stick to the golden rule of leave no trace, keeping things clean and tidy and everything else. The vast majority of us will do that, but sadly there are some people who do not respect the fact that this land does belong to somebody, and I think I am going to have to go down the bottom and try and climb over the fence. I don't know if I'll get over this one because it's too much of a drop. Let's have a look. Yeah, it's too much of a drop. And there's lots of wild garlic in there, so I'm going to go back down this hill have a look to see if I can get over the fence, because it's quite low there. Because that's one of the things you also, if you do wild woodland camping, this type of camping, you've got to remember is if you climb over a fence and you break that barbed wire fence, that's criminal damage. You can be prosecuted for criminal damage. So this is one of the reasons why I say, sorry if that's a bit close up on the camera, I'm just trying to see if I can get over this fence without end up piercing something I don't want to pierce on a barbed wire fence. Yeah, as I was saying, if we break a barbed wire fence when we climb over it, it is criminal damage. You know, you've broken something to gain access to camouflage. See, look at that. Whoa, Rambo. And I'm caught up. Hello, back again. I bet you didn't notice me hiding behind that. As I was saying, if you break a fence, I will get around to finishing this bit, alright? It is criminal damage, you know. This property belongs to somebody, you know, and we must respect that. I think I just stabbed myself in the shoulder with a bramble. Oh, I've got a nice really open area here. There you go, I'll spin you around. Yes, this might be the area I want. It's flattish. There's no evidence of a footpath around here, so I don't think anyone comes through here walking dogs. So yeah, this might be the wood I'm going to camp in, by the looks of it. The ground's a bit soft in places. Shame we didn't bring the firebox. So much wood on the ground, but at the same time the leaves on the ground are really dry. This is one of the reasons I didn't want to bring it and use it, because that's one of the things you've got to realise, that it doesn't take much to start a fire going off and getting out of control. You know, you lose concentration and go off and do something else, next thing you know you've got an out of control fire, and that's the last thing you want when you're in the wood. You know, basically you don't want to do any damage. Seriously, you want to be as polite and respectful as you can to the land, to its owner. And not only that, it's the nature as well. You know, animals live in this, so you want to respect the grounds. This is their home as well, isn't it? You know, rabbits, whatever, foxes, badgers, deer, they live here. So yeah, you're trespassing on in their gardens, really. So this is one of the reasons why we do our best to make sure we leave no evidence that we've been here. So if you're one of those people that go out camping and can't be asked to pick up your rubbish, well, what can I say? Shame on you, you know? No need for it. Okay, right, I'm gonna now put the camera down and I'm gonna look for a flat spot to set up, because I need to get my string line out, my paracord, so I can stick me basha up, tarp, whatever you want to call it, and get all prepared. So yeah, I'll speak to you guys shortly, okay? go guys, that's the camp set up for tonight. I've got my little shelter to sit under and I'm out with a nature hike, cloud up. That's the 2-man. It's a really good tent actually for a budget tent. I am pleasantly surprised with it. Now with my shelter, what I've done is just done it the diamond formation, but because of that tree's got a few spiky areas on it and I don't want to cut them off, what I've done is on the bottom I've tied it up smaller so I can just pull it in so it doesn't touch the brambles or the barbs that are sticking out on the trunk. So the type of sort of really sharp spiky things. I've been stabbed in the arm by one already. But that's it. That's my shelter. Already done. My camp for tonight. I can't see anyone seeing me in here. There you go. There's my little seating area. Also got my seat under it. I can relax under there. Do my cooking under there. But yeah, I don't think no one's going to come across me in this woods here. It is really sort of closed in. I believe when I first came here, all those years ago, it was slightly over that side. Yeah, someplace over there it was. Hang on, let me show you there. It was that end. There's a gate over there, or that side, which is where we came in, and we used to do basically wild camping in here, woodland camping. I used to come here, bring my hammock. It was the type of military style one that cocooned around you. You just had a little gap like that down the middle, and stick me DPM basha over the top. My daughter used to have her, well, she started off with her DD Scout hammock. She wasn't keen on doing it in the hammocks, so I bought her one of those military mosquito tents and put a basha over the top of that, so she was still open to the area, so she could still look around, but she had the roof over her head just in case it rained and added protection. She used to love it. Shame she grew out of it, that's the thing. It's now a case of sorting out the inside of my tent, sorting out what I'm going to have to eat, because I'm a bit peckish now, because I didn't have nothing to eat this morning and I just came out and that's it. Don't usually have breakfast, so yeah, I'm a bit on the peckish side. So yeah, I'm going to sort all that out and then I'll get back to you once I've done all that. And do you know what I've just noticed? All that recording I've done, I did it on the DJI Osmo Action Cam microphone. Yes, I've got the microphone here, but I forgot to plug the unit in to the Action Cam. So basically I have been running my microphone system and it hasn't been connected, and I am being attacked galore by flies, and I didn't bring any spray. I'm now sat down having a relax. Whilst I'm having my little relaxation time, I am going to show you what I've brought out to drink, and basically I am going to be touring Europe and I will show you what I mean. We have the good old-fashioned, well-known Holstein Pils, the drink of the 1980s, which was the fashion drink at the point when it came to lager. So that's Germany. We've got Australia, as in Barcelona beer. So we're going to Spain as well, and here we got Kronenberg Saison Secat. France we are going to also, and along here you cannot see it very well. Hold on, let me see, we spin it around. It is Tyszki, which is a Polish beer. So there you go, there is a trip to Europe without even having to use a passport. I'm going to Germany, Spain, France and Poland, but I've also brought a bit of a West Gold, is it West? Yeah, Western Gold bourbon. So a bit of a Kentucky bourbon, so a bit of American theme going on there, and also the Captain Morgan spice rum in cola. So we're also doing a bit of a Jamaican thing here as well. So as you can see, I have a little bit of a selection there. Whether I'm going to drink all that tonight, I don't know. I probably won't. I usually only end up drinking about 2 beers and then that's it. The most I normally drink, even when I'm not working, I'll have one at the end of the night just to relax when I come back from work, and I probably will have just one lager, and that's about it before bed. If that, really. Most of the times it's just a ginger beer I will have, as in a soft drink. But yes, that's the beer selection for tonight. A bit of a trip round Europe and attacked by bloody flies, well, like mosquito type things, and I didn't bring any spray with me. So now I'm going to set up everything else I need to set up, relax, and also I've brought out with me my Trangia alcohol burner cooker. I've brought my gas one out as well, so that's traditional. But I bought the Trangia, well, it's not a Trangia, it's a Trangia copy. It's identical to the original Trangia. And I think it was Paul Messner in one of his videos, when he was doing a test of the performance of these alcohol burners, and I think the one I have was only something like about 5-6 seconds longer, shorter burn time to the Trangia. So it's just as good as a Trangia one, it just hasn't got the Trangia stamp on the bottom. So I'm going to give that a go. I've had it some time now. I think I've had it about a year, and I've never used it. Because I was watching the videos, you know, like people do when you're starting off wild camping again, woodland camping, you know, you just follow the trend, buy all these bits and pieces and never get around to using it, because I found it just as easier just to use a gas. Simple as that. But I'm going to give the little alcohol burner a try out. If that fails, I'll just use my gas as normal. And it's the same with the firebox. When I bring that out, I'm going to start using that for camping, but I will always bring my gas cylinder out and my Vango little stove as backup, just in case, okay? Because you got more control of the gas than you have just a naked flame. But yeah, that's enough of that waffling on about Trangia burners and gas. So I'm going to go and set up now, because I still have not had anything. I'm going to have a little snack, something like that, just a little peck, you know, a little peckish, to feel that hunger, that little peckish bit I'm feeling at the moment. So yeah, I'm going to do that. Okay, so I'm going to crack on, do that, and then I'll come back and just update you on what's happening. Okay, and I do need some bloody spray, because there's these little, they look like mosquitoes, you've probably seen them, they're about that big, and they keep landing on me, little, well, I won't say it, but yeah, never mind. Little sods. So yeah, I'm going to have a fun night. I'm going to have to get some pest repellent somewhere, especially now it's getting warmer, and because I'm in the woods. And I think I better close up my tent, because the little buggers are also going in there having a nose. Right, okay, that's it. Enough waffling, enough chat, enough going on and on and on. I'm going to get myself sorted, okay? So yeah, I'll update you shortly. Right guys, I am now going to give you some serious advice, and you need to seriously listen, because some of you might learn from this, and this is being really serious at the moment, okay? When you decide to leave some of your kit at home, such as the firebox and all that bits and pieces like that, remember to take your lighter out, because I forgot mine. So I've got no way to light either the gas or the alcohol burner, unless I just start running sticks together. Luckily I brought loads and loads of little bits of snacks, sausage rolls, I got loads of bits like pre-packed spicy cheese rolls and that lot. So I've got plenty of food for tonight. I seriously don't believe that I left the lighter in the bag with all the other bits of kit that I took off. What a major cock up. Now, on a serious note, right, I bought, hang on, one of these off eBay, okay? They're titanium pots. They're brilliant, all right? They heat up water really quick. So I bought a 900 because this is the 500, and I've got the 350, which is the one I use for a cup. Hold on, let me get it down here. Let me move that. That's my cup I drink from. Okay, I like those type of things. So I decided I wanted a bigger pot that I could stick my cup in this one and this one into the bigger pot. So I went on eBay and saw one, and it's titanium. It's got the handles like this, but it's also got the loop handle on the top. And I paid only £17 for it. I think it was only 17 or 18 pounds for it, which was cheap for a titanium pot like this. Yeah. Well, when it turned up, it was almost the same size as this, and this would not go inside. And it was a 900. It stated on the, no, sorry, yeah, 900. Yeah, it was a 900. My apologies. I'm just changing, or just thinking of someone else. And it was a 900. And it states on the front 900, on the box 900. Inside, there's a little measuring lines inside. You won't see it. I don't know if you can. Hold on, let me show you. I don't know if you'll see it. It's pre-stamped into the body of the cup or pot. It says 500. So when I questioned the person about it, why is it advertised? Basically, they're only a seller, so I can respect the fact that they didn't have a clue. So I put 900 mils of fluid into this pot, and it does hold 900 mils right to the brim, the top, the lip. Right, you could not use it or boil water in it, not 900. Basically, it was advertised as a 900 pot. Didn't say any measurements of the dimensions of this, you know, the pot I bought. It just said a 900 mil. But it was only a 500 mil boil pot. So it's not actually a seller's fault, but it's a manufacturer's sort of semi-deception in the fact that they're advertising it as a 900, but it's not. So if you look up on eBay and you're after one of these pots and you see 900, be wary before you buy it, because you probably will not get a 900 ml pot. You will only get something that's safety wise, when it comes to boiling water, 500 mils. So make sure when you do buy one, if you do go on eBay and look up titanium pots like this, either make sure it's got the measurements, the dimension size of the pot itself, or ask. I didn't ask, I didn't think about it, I just bought the pot. So it's technically my fault and technically the seller's fault, because, you know, they should check these things. The seller was quite kind in the sense that he did say, right, here, knock off £2 for the issue. And I did explain to him that it wasn't his fault, because obviously he's a seller. He was only going by what's listed on the box. It is a manufacturer's fault. And because of that, he was quite happy to give me £2 back. I wasn't fussed about having the £2 back anyway. It's a good pot. It was still cheap. You know, like I said, I think it was 17, I think it was £17, I think it's 17 or 18 pounds for it. So for a titanium pot, you know, this size, it was cheap anyway, because the one I want, which I'm looking at the moment, is the MSR one. The cheapest I found is £50, and that is a 900 mil. Luckily, that has the measurements, the dimension size of the pot. So I'm going to actually think about buying one of those. I know it's a lot of money. It's not classified. I wouldn't say it's a budget pot, being £50 for one of these. And I know I'm trying to stick to a budget theme or mid-range budget. I just want a bigger pot like this for cooking. And I will show you in my next video why, if I bring it out. Depends on the weather. But apart from that, that's the only advice I'm going to give you, is the fact that make sure you go careful when you buy on eBay. And I've now started on the beer. I'm on the Holstein. So yeah, I'm going to go through those, sit here and relax. It's really quiet. There is a smell of garlic around here. I get a waft of it now and then as you get the little bit of airflow blow this way, because all around me is wild garlic. There's a load of wild garlic over there, there's a load of wild garlic over there, and it smells really strong when you're walking through it. So yeah, so it's going to be a nice, peaceful, pleasant night, hopefully. I've seen a few deer wandering around far over there on the outskirts when I had a wander around just now, which I didn't take the camera around. I should have done. I would love to be able to catch a deer on camera close up, because when I did the Devices camp, like I said, I had 2 deer walk probably about 4 meters away from my tent, because it was so quiet and peaceful. They just walked, took one look at me and ran, because they didn't realize I was there. Whether they could smell the fact that I was there, whether it's from cooking or whether I smelt, I don't know, don't normally, but they did notice me and bolted really quickly, and I wish I had my camera on at that point in time. So yeah, maybe one day I will catch one of the deers going past the tent and I want a quick nose in and then shooting off and show you. Right, I'm gonna relax now, drink some of this beer, gonna get my radio on. And that's another thing, my DAB radio, never leave the batteries in. I had to use my power pack, my little mobile charger last time, because I left the batteries in and I must have pressed the button when it was in the bag. So I had dead batteries. So always take the batteries out of your little radio if you take it with you on a wild camp like this, because you might end up with dead batteries like I have. So yeah, I had to go and buy some brand new batteries. I bought the more expensive ones. Hopefully they will last some time. So yeah, I'm gonna listen to some music on there, sit here, relax, drink a couple of beers and just unwind, because it's nice and peaceful. And after that trek all the way here, carrying that backpack in this heat, now I'm in the nice shade, I think I could now finally sit down and chill. And that's what it's all about. It's just relaxing and chilling out and enjoying the environment around you. So I will speak to you guys shortly and update you if anything happens. So yeah, that's it for now. Alright guys, this camp has turned out to be a major cock up. Not only have I forgotten to bring out my lighters, I have also forgotten to bring out my charging cables. I brought everything else but the charging cables. So it's going to be a short video. I've got one battery left. I used one battery waffling on the way here and another battery waffling as I was wandering around the fields. So I've got one battery left. So I'm going to save that one just in case it's needed for anything exciting. I can't see that happening, but I will keep you updated if it does. So my apologies for such a short video. I have made 2 real major cock-ups in camping. First time as well. I don't usually make cock-ups. I normally double check every time that I have made plans to do something, because you know if you don't double check the first time you pack it, you've already forgotten something. So that's why I always end up doing a second check. And so I didn't do one this time. I packed my kit. I think where the error is that fact that I was going to bring out my 80-litre bag rather than my 65-litre bag, but everything seems to fit better in the 65-litre than it does on the 80-litre. I don't know whether it's because I've got bigger side pockets on the OEX bag that I'm using now, and more, you know, more pockets in the hood, in the top part of the bag. I don't know, but I could get all my kit in that bag and strapped to the outside as well, nicely. But with the Van Gogh, it's 70 plus 10. I couldn't, so I gave up on that one. So whether it's when I was changing over the kit last night after work, I neglected to put the cables in, I don't know. But yeah, I failed to double check, so it's totally my fault. Well, it is my fault anyway, because it's down to me to make sure I bring my kit. But this is the first time I've made a serious mess up like this. So if you're watching this video, live and learn from other people's mistakes. Is it live and learn or just learn? I don't know. Yeah, well, I'm living and learning from my mistakes. So yeah, I will just sit back, relax, eat cold food, and just enjoy these beers. Yeah, I'm still on the Holstein. I don't down drinks that quickly unless I'm really thirsty. Then I might. But yeah, I'll take my time with a beer. That'll last me probably half an hour or more because I'm not actually really a big drinker. I'll just bring that amount out just in case I do fancy a drink in the night. So yeah, that's it then. I will save my battery and catch you guys later. So yeah, what else can I say? Don't make the same mistakes I have made today. Learn from my mistakes, okay? Seriously big mistakes. But okay, well, that's it. I'm not too fussed about it. It doesn't bother me. You know, I'm not out here to worry about making videos and that lot. Making the video is just a bonus, and sharing with you guys. The main objective is to come out here and enjoy it and relax. So that's what I'm going to do. Sit here, maybe go for a wander, because it's a reasonably big wood, and have a look around. Okay, there's not a lot of trees, wild garlic, more trees, maybe a few bushes, I don't know. Oh, and some grass and some brambles, but yeah, that's the definition of sightseeing when you do wild woodland camping. But yeah, if you've enjoyed this video so far, hopefully you have, and hopefully you've stuck with it and you're still watching now, yeah, feel free to give it a thumbs up, all right? So yeah, I'll leave you with that thought to ponder on how not to make the mistakes that I've made, okay? Either write a checklist or do what I normally do, double check, strip it out, check it, make sure it's all in there. Same as with the batteries and everything else, I always make sure that they are charged fully before I come out on a camp. Never ever come out with a battery that's just half full. I've always done it so it's full. All right, so yeah, that's it then. So what I'm going to do now is just relax, work out where I'm going to go camping next, where to and when. I've got things to do at the moment. I'm doing up my summer house, tongue and grooving it all inside with basically wood paneling. It's going to work out more expensive than doing it with plasterboard, which was the original plan. But the wood tongue and grooving is going to be more durable for damp that accumulates, you know, throughout winter. It's watertight, and I've got heating in there. I've got oil-filled radiators, so it doesn't get cold in there if I'm in there, because I'll have the heating on. It's just I'd rather have the security of knowing that it's got a solid wall there. It's not going to go mouldy or anything like that. So yeah, I've got a bit more of that to carry on with. I've done, I would say, quarter of it at the moment. So that's one of the things I've been doing rather than going out camping at present. So yeah, that's got to be sorted. It's a bit, I wouldn't say it's a priority, but I just want to get it done nicely. The theme is going to be 1980s in there, so I don't know whether I want to paint the walls like a nice dove grey or just keep it natural wood. And the reason why I say the theme is 1980s, well, my hi-fi system in there is the original 1980s. The deck, the amp and the tuners from 1982. I've had to just recently change the tape deck over. It's 1989 version because I've got to try and find someone that can service the tape deck I got, the original one. It's just trying to find someone who can literally clean the heads and change the belts. So that's a bit of a tricky thing. So yeah, and all my music in there, all my albums are 80s, the cassettes are 80s. So yeah, you can see there is a bit of a 1980s element going on there. And why not? 1980s, best decade there ever was. And it's like, if you look at now with people, how they whinge and whine about, you know, poverty and lack of money and everything else, the cost of living and that lot. Maybe these people needed to try and live when it was the 1980s. They would have known what poverty was. You know, I grew up in a council estate, working class background. You know, my father was a herdsman. He used to work 60 to 80 hours a week, especially summertime when it's harvest time, because he would do basically the herds, the milking, and then after that, I would in summertime holidays go out with him doing the harvest, haymaking, the silage and all that lot. So, you know, he always made sure there was food on our table. Always made sure we had food and clothes. But we didn't have much money, you know, because there wasn't a great deal of money around, you know. It's like now, you can buy a laptop for what, £250? About that thick, real slimline things. 1980s, I think the cheapest laptop, what, £1,500, £1,800? And it was about that thick. It's about as portable as a breeze block. It's the same as the mobile phones. So, you know, the people that moan and groan about how things are now, compared with the 80s, they're incredibly wealthy now. You know, if you're walking around with the latest iPhone and saying, oh yeah, I need this and need that. If you had a phone in the 80s, you were very, very rich, you know. If you had a mobile phone. If you had a house phone, you was like quite, you know, like quite up there with the middle class, you know, having an indoor house phone, you know, because that wasn't done. Same with having a nice car. You had to make do with what, you know, what you had. You couldn't go out and buy all these nice cars because they were too costly. Only rich people had really nice cars. Nowadays, you can go out and get finance on this and finance on that and end up with a brand new car every 3 years if you've got, you know, your income's fine. So yeah, all these people go on now about how poor they are and how things are. I think we are very, very lucky. I think it's one of the reasons why I do go out and buy bits and pieces randomly that I'm not going to use, you know. It's not a case of I'm being greedy or anything like that. I mean, I want it and I want to buy it attitude. I think it's the fact that because I didn't have much in the 80s, and then going through my life as an adult, mainly as a single parent, all my money was all tied up. Now I've got no commitments, like my children are all grown up. So it's basically any spare money that's left over, it's mine. All my money that I'm saving up in my bank accounts and everything else, mine. Yeah. So it's there. So if I want to buy something, I'll just go and buy it. That's not being greedy or anything like that. It's the fact that I couldn't do that in the 80s. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. I used to spend a fortune on clothes because I used to follow like the new romantic punk, new wave goth sort of fashion. Believe it or not, I look more of a girl than my sister did in the 80s. I look more of a girl than most people did. I know it's hard to believe looking at me now, but yeah, I look more female in the 80s than most females did. I never forget, I used to see this girl, her name was Heather. They used to sing the Krypton Factor song to me, Feels Like Heather, rather than Feels Like Heaven. And what it was, the humour side is, there was me looking like a cross between Boy George, Marilyn Manson, and I don't know what else. And she was a scooter girl with her sort of short hair and her butch clothing on. So yeah, it looked a bit odd. There was reverse roles. She was like the male side and I was the female side, because that's the fashion I followed. Yeah, I know it's hard to believe looking at me now. And then luckily I don't have any pictures of me. Well, I've got that one I posted on my device's photograph of me with the cropped reddish hair. I think that's, yeah, 88, 87, 88 that was. But yeah, throughout the 80s I was very well known around Trowbridge because of my fashion statements. Believe me, trust me, I looked, yeah, I stood out in it. I stood out in the crowd. There wasn't anyone like me that walked around Trowbridge. Pulled the girls all right, because they wanted to find out whether he was straight or not. So yeah, a good thing came out of it. And I never forget, a friend of mine almost fell off his motorbike because I went to school with him and he hadn't seen me since we left school. I was 18 at the time. Rode past me, turned round, rode past me again, turned round, rode past me. He went, "Oh my God, it's you." He couldn't recognise me. He literally was shocked. The difference in change going from being at school, dressed like a mod, and then 2-3 years later, looking like I said, cross between Boy George and Marilyn Manson. Yeah, so yeah, it did shock him a little bit. He was quite amused that the massive difference in change in the way I looked. But that's enough waffle, okay? Because I'm getting a bit on the hungry side again, because I've only had a few little bits of snacks. So I'm going to eat my sausage rolls, get on with that, finish off this beer, save my battery, and hopefully have a peaceful night's sleep. It seems to be very, very quiet around here. I've heard a few geese fly over, but that's about it. A few pheasants. I had a few squirrels wandering around here, but that's about it. So hopefully I'm going to get a good night's sleep. I am getting attacked galore by these bloody flies, these little midgy things. So yeah, I'm going to have to invest in some insect repellent. Been alright if I had that firebox, because the smoke would have got rid of little buggers. But that's enough now. I'm going now, alright? I'm going to enjoy this. So thank you for watching and bye for now. Good morning everyone. I had a really good night last night. Yes, I did almost polish off all those cans. Didn't make it to Poland sadly. So I still got the Tishki beer left over. But I know what it tastes like anyway. It's quite a good beer. So yeah, I did enjoy drinking it, believe me. And no, I was not a bit on the Brahms and List side after drinking all that, surprisingly. So I'm now in the middle of processing my whole element of putting stuff away in my backpack, because I've got to start packing up and I'm going to relax in my chair for a while. My outer part of my tent is hung up, drying off. I seem to get a bit of condensation in the porch area. That's the only area that gets the condensation. Other than that, yeah, outer skin is dry. And last night, I will show you what I did whilst I was relaxing. I decided to do a little bit of bushcraft carving. Don't let me get in there, see if you can see it. There you go. It's a little Viking wood carving. And there is my outer skin of my tent hanging up to dry off. So yeah, the little carving I did, I had to literally cut a limb off of a hazel stem that's sticking out the ground. But you know, it grows rapidly, hazel anyway, and there's loads and loads of it around here. So I don't think one will be missing. So I'm going to leave that there. So that's the element of leave no trace going out the window. It's still going to be no rubbish. It's just going to be my little wood carving left there. And wonder how long it will remain there. Just wondered if I came back in about 5 years' time, would it still be there? Who knows? I don't know how many people come into this wood. But we will see. I might think about doing that if I remember to pop back in a year or two and have a look. I would say it's time for a nice hot cup of coffee and relax in the sun. The only problem is, as you know, this Wally has forgotten his lighter and he's got no way to light the gas, so it's going to be just water. Well, that will have to do, won't it? Oh, and a cheese roll, because I've got no way to cook anything. That is one lesson I have seriously learned from, is to make sure that my lighter is bloody in my bag, because it is vital to have a lighter with you. You don't realise until you forget something like that how important a Bic lighter is to you. So yeah guys, if you go out, don't forget your lighters, okay? Because you will end up like me, eating cold snacks and drinking cold water, or plenty of beer. I vote for drinking the plenty of beer, but that's me. Right, I'm going to sit down and relax now and listen to some music and carry on, finish off putting away the rest of my tent, because it's still got the inner set up, as you might be able to see. Hold on, right behind me, it's still there, so I've got to crack on with that. So yeah, I'll leave you for now, and then I will get back to you when I'm leaving. All packed away now, and all rubbish in my backpack. So yep, taking it all away. So remember that guys, leave no trace. And as you can see, the only thing that's left behind is a little flat spot and my little Viking token sort of thing that I carved last night. So it's now a case of making my way back out of these woods. I finally made it out of the wood. Took me a while, I got lost, found that gate. That took me to a different part of a different field where there was no gate to get into where I needed to be. So at first I didn't have a clue where I was, but I'm out now. And it's a glorious day. As you can see, let me spin you around, look at that. You can see a nice blue sky, a few wifty white clouds, but a fantastic warm day. So yes, I've got another warm hike back to the car. Luckily, because I didn't have my lighter with me to make any drinks, I've got over a litre of water left. I took 3 600ml bottles, so I made sure I have plenty of fluid, and I've still got plenty here now. So it's a case of make my way along these fields. I'll climb over a gate to get out, and then that's it. Onwards to the car, which is parked up in Melksham in Church Street. So after that, it's go home, have a shower, and possibly do a little bit of work in my summer house, because I've got some wood already in there. I purchased yesterday before I come out on my camp. So yeah, that's it. Let's get over this gate that I'm now approaching. It's going to be fun climbing over that gate with this backpack on, but I have no choice. It's got to be done. Oh, made it over the gate, as you can see. Yes, I had to go back a second time, obviously, to get the camera. Why we do these things, I don't know. It's just entertainment for you guys. The fact that, you know, one of these days, something's going to happen. The gate's going to fall over, or I'm going to fall off the gate, something like that. But notice I climbed on the hinge part, which is what I have promoted in some of my other videos. I always climb a gate at the hinge part, the strongest part of the gate. So if you've got a gate and it's yes, it's metal, but if you're climbing over on the latch part, and like that one, it wasn't latched in, it was just tied to a post. So the gate is very, very flexible and bends. So you end up distorting the gate and bending it. And eventually the gate can no longer be used as a proper gate when it comes to attaching it to a latch. So that's why I always promote use a hinge. That's what I was always told as a kid. Like I said, I grew up with farming because my dad was a herdsman, as I said. So it's one of the things that was basically drummed into when you were on farms, is do not climb on the weak point. Otherwise the farmer would not be too happy with you. Right, let's have a wander across here now and see if I can make my way back. I'm hoping the track I am following, because it's where it's all been trodden down, is mine. If not, I'm going to get lost again. And down there, I don't know if you can see it, is that little wood with the boggy pool area I said about when I came in. So what that means is the track that I came in here is only just down there. So yeah, I'm not far away from the main road now, and then it's basically flat tarmac from there on to my car once I'm out on the road. So yes, it's going to be a nice smooth walk after this. And my walking shoes, I've got a different pair on today. I put my Peter Storms on, which are not waterproof. They are summer shoes, summer walking shoes. And the grass is quite wet. So I guess my socks are a bit damp at the moment. And it's a case of trailing on with damp feet. I'm used to it. One of the things you end up having to put up with when you end up crossing fields like this, or moorland if you're up in the north end of the country. You know, you're never ever going to avoid wet feet unless you're wearing waterproof socks, or like one YouTuber on the channel, he's got, oh, he says, carry bread bags with you, and that's what he puts on his feet. I don't know if I fancy the idea of putting bread bags on my feet, just crunching away as in, you know, that plasticky sound as you're walking. But if it keeps your feet dry, it is a very good tip that he pointed out what he does to keep your feet dry. Me, I just carry a spare pair of socks all the time in my bag. They don't weigh anything, don't take up any space, so it doesn't hurt just to carry a spare pair. Right, that's it. I'm gonna get off the camera, save a bit of the battery so I can just end the video when I get to where I need to be to call it a day on this camp. Right, I'm on the track now, heading towards the road that leads to where I need to be to get back to my Mini. So I'm going to end the video here. Before I do so, I would like to thank everybody who've watched all my previous videos. I hope that there's been some entertainment within what you've seen if you've watched them all. I hope there's been some information being to some use to any of you, and I will continue to keep making more videos as time goes by. So if you haven't seen any of my videos and this is the first time for you in viewing my channel, feel free to click on some of the other videos I've got and check them out if you want. And like I said, if you like any of them, give them a thumbs up, let me know what you think as well. And feel free to click the subscribe button if you want to. It's not a compulsory thing, it just helps my channel grow, and it would be so appreciated if you did so. So for now, that's it. It's a case of make my way back home and then start planning on where my next camp is going to be and when it's going to be. It'll probably be in a couple of weeks' time. And I will make sure I don't forget anything like I have done on this camp. So that's it then, all wrapped up now, end of this video. So thank you everyone who watched this video, and I hope you've enjoyed it. So till the next time, it is, I guess, play the end credits then.